Okay, teacher Claudia, good night. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for giving me my second opportunity for to finish my work because I had a problem in about about my homework. Okay, thank you. I want to introduce my student in the social communication languages. Okay, about the celebration, American celebration culture. I have to consider very important for to develop the intercultural competence about the forest languages, especially for the American people. I am going to introduce my workshop. I design materials. I have to consider the socio-linguistical competence, the social competence, because I have worked as an English teacher in secondary school education in San Cristobal. This teaching class run, the principal character is my student speak different languages, original language, socio languages, and Celta languages. Okay, my student live in different community environment of San Cristobal. Sometimes the people, my student, I have to consider they had a little social context about the languages because they live in different community. Okay, however, my student they be able to develop the cognitive learners. For that reason, I had to consider very important inside different material about Thanksgiving days, how the American people celebrate Thanksgiving days. Okay, this is my workshop. I am going to turn the screen, please. I have to consider important for to my student. This is my lesson plan. Okay, my workshop. Sorry, my friends. Workshop. Okay. This is my workshop. Okay, sorry, my friend. Okay. Okay, it's important to develop intercultural competence. Okay, okay, thank you very much. This is my lesson plan. Okay, lesson plan. Okay, my workshop for to develop intercultural competence. Okay, my students, please develop intercultural competence. Okay, about the develop intercultural competence about the languages. Okay. Uh, for example, the lesson plan. Okay, my student, for example, this is my workshop. Okay, I have to consider very important for my student practice language process. Okay. Um, uh, my lesson plan have to consider different elements, okay, about the sociolinguistical competence my students. I am going to design material, okay, design material. I am going to introduce about the, hello teacher, I'm going to design the Thanksgiving Day, okay, because Thanksgiving Day is American celebration, okay. I am going to adapt material for the sociolinguistical competence. I decide this material, okay, about the workshop, before to teach Thanksgiving Day, I am going to introduce vocabulary workshop. Okay, for example, I'm going to my workshop. Okay, this is my workshop. Okay, and this is my workshop. For example, my student, this is a practice. Okay, for example, I'm going to introduce the sociolinguistical competence about the Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to teach vocabulary. Hello, my friend. How could you, would you like to learn about Thanksgiving Day? Thanksgiving Day is very important. The American people celebrate Thanksgiving Day is an important American celebration. They, how they prepare the food, okay, what food they eat in this important celebration. Okay, pumpkin pie, honey, corn, apple. Okay, this is another situation. Okay, Thanksgiving Day, the flashcard for to my student. Okay, develop the intercultural competence practice. This is an exercise. Grammar, okay. I have to say it's very important to practice vocabulary, okay. Practice vocabulary for my student because it's very important, okay. Sorry. That's given pumpkin the flashcard. The principal object is the my student understand vocabulary about the people, about American celebration Thanksgiving Day, okay. It's important for they celebrate Thanksgiving Day, okay. Is an important, very essential for my students celebrates Thanksgiving Day, okay? Is important for day to my student practice celebration, okay? Then this lesson plan have to consider, for example, this given day, okay? It is for example, okay, my student practice pronunciation and practice the, okay. In other ways, I am going to teach the video, okay. Introduce the video, for example. Oh, hello, I'm going to learn this video about the Thanksgiving Day. My student practice vocabulary. Like Canada, Australia. Okay, before, okay, pay attention. We're going to watch a video about how many people celebrate Thanksgiving Day around the world? Canada, Australia, Brazil, because this Thanksgiving Day represent the intercultural competence and the identity cultural around the world. Okay, because the American celebration is principal culture celebration, because according to sociolinguistical competence, every country around the world is have a different celebration because the cultural, traditional cultural, economic system, education system represent the culture in the languages. Okay, then if we to learn a different language, we have to learn the culture because the culture is implicit in the languages and vice versa. Okay. Okay. I'm going to listen to the video.
Something we commonly say is that people get together for Thanksgiving. Let's take this opportunity to look at a little bit of grammar. Get together is a phrasal verb, which means to gather or assemble people socially.
Okay.
Let's take a look at this phrasal verb in action in the future.
Yeah, I'm going to
also served
different food. Okay, so
is cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce.
In practice, okay.
Which is very common in cities and towns throughout America, is the Thanksgiving parade.
Difference happening.
And there is one very famous Thanksgiving parade in New York City, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It is
in New York City. Thanksgiving Day is very important. It's amazing, it's passionate, it's wonderful party celebration. Okay, for my students, all my students, I have to consider introduce involvement. They are involved, implicated in the activity. Okay, because according to the Vygotsky socio-constructive social theories established the culture is very the most important element for to develop the teaching foreign languages, because the culture is represent the principal factor for to my student and every people or every learning the student or learn different languages. Okay, is the culture is essential factor for develop the cognitive learning process of the teaching language process. Every language, target language, German, Italian, Russian, every languages. Okay. Thank you for my student for to my attention. In another ways, I have to consider the lesson plan. Okay, sorry. My student. Okay, no, sorry. This is another activity. Okay. For my student practice, okay, this lesson plan, okay, is I have to consider the lesson plan. I have to teach different languages. My students have to consider very important for them to practice languages, okay, for they have to develop the intercultural competence about the language process about the communicative language teaching, my student practice. Okay. Okay. In other words, I'm going to design different material. Okay. Okay. My student practice. Okay. Okay. This is a program. Okay. Okay. No. I have to consider very important for to my student develop, okay, intercultural competence about the language process. Okay, okay. This is my material. This is my lesson plan. Okay. For example, finally, we are going to, I am going to establish the reading, okay, this reading, practice the reading, okay, okay, they're going to apply the learning process, vocabulary, my student write different vocabulary, okay, about the reading, and the answer this question, when does given celebrate, who were the pilgrims, and why did pilgrims have a feast, okay? This culture, this vocabulary I'm going to teach before to reading languages, okay? For example, in another, finally, they had solution about this questionnaire online, okay? This questionnaire online, my students, the video, okay? My students practice vocabulary about the video and answer the reading, okay? I'm going to the reading, what is Thanksgiving, when Thanksgiving celebration, who were the pilgrims, and why the pilgrims have a feast, okay? I had to consider very important, okay? My student copy and practice vocabulary, practice pronunciation. Then this activity have to consider very important, adaptable for to my student. I recognize I'm going to, in the future, I'm going to perform my activity because we as a teacher, we have to consider research about my own teaching process in the communicative language teaching, okay? I recognize I have a mistake. However, I decided to continue improve my teaching language process, my learning strategies about Thanksgiving Day or another American celebration or a unique Hindu celebration, because the culture is the most important factor for develop the intercultural competence, because we as a teacher, we had to take responsibility for to introducing the student the communicative language teaching in different social contexts, okay? We have to consider and reflect very, very seriously about this responsibility we as a teacher, okay? Thank you very much for your attention.